What's happening, vinyl community? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you guys are when you're watching this. It's been a little bit since my last collection update, and I figured today would be the perfect day to do it. It's kind of a miserable day outside. It's rainy, it's cold. We're actually supposed to be expecting snow tomorrow, and can't really go out and do much. So I figured, what the heck, and give you guys a little collection update. Um, a little bit of everything, not any in any particular order. So without further ado, let's get started. The first one I've actually owned a couple OGs of before. The thing is, with Zamrock stuff, you have to kind of hold back on your expectations on condition. But I figured, there's a really good reissue of this one. Why do I need to keep buying originals if I'm not going to be happy with the condition? So picked this one up and I got a really good deal on it. This is a Ricky Alonga, Zambia. This is the indie exclusive on smoke colored vinyl. Sounds really, really good. They did a really awesome job with this. And of course, with the original Zamrock stuff, like I said, it's really, really difficult to find clean copies, guys. It's really, really hard. VG is really about as lucky as you can get. You get very lucky with VG pluses sometimes, but they're super expensive. Believe me, I know. If you follow Dylan at Noble Records, some of his videos, he can definitely tell you it's definitely a needle in a haystack. But this reissue sounds great. Unless I find an original that I'm really, really happy with, that I would be willing to part with this. This is my forever copy, and I'm good with that. Switching gears a little bit, this next one is actually a band called Jaguar Ring Ting. This is actually more in the range of shoegaze, which, if you watch my videos, I am a fan of. I'm always looking for new bands. Picked this up on a recommendation from somebody. Got it. Sounds awesome. It's an import, so it's kind of difficult to find here in the States, but got lucky to find it, and sounds great, and was really happy with this one. And it's awesome to find new music that you can really listen to. I mean, don't get me wrong, classics are always classics, but it's always good to look for new stuff. Switching gears again, this one is actually one that I've owned on CD multiple times, and with 90s vinyl, it's very hit and miss on what got pressed and what didn't. And the 90s stuff tends to be very uncommon because, CDs were very much the preferred media at the time. But picked this up from a seller in Japan. This is Whole Celebrity Skin. This is a first European press from '98. Sounds good. All in all, really nice shape. This was only pressed in Europe, so you will not find a U.S. pressing of this from its original time frame. You'll find American reissues, but sounds great. And this little tag here is something that I've actually been doing or starting to do. I kind of got tired of looking on Discogs for information, so I've been starting to make these little tags to kind of help me with my cataloging. General condition, what pressing is, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, it's a little OCD, but what the hell. But really happy to have this. Hole is one of those bands that generally has mixed reputation because of Courtney Love and that kind of thing, but this album sounds amazing. It's their best album that they've put out. It's an all-around great listen, and I'm happy to own an original of this. Sticking with the 90s for a minute, this is one that this band original presses of their albums are extremely rare, and they're very pricey. This is actually a second pressing of this album. It came out in, I believe, '93 on gray vinyl and I believe white vinyl. You can correct me in comments below if I'm wrong. And then they reissued this in '96 with a different cover. But this is Tool, Undertow. This is, like I said, it's a 96-second press. VG Plus all around. Original owner. Tool is definitely one of those bands that sound amazing on vinyl. My goal is to pick up the original press of Anima, but those push $700 starting out, so it's going to be a while. But this one isn't exactly easy to find either. It's kind of a toss-up for me between this and Anima. So, but really happy to have this. I looked around for a little bit to find the right copy, so glad to find this. There are a lot of unofficial reissues, so you need to be really careful, do your research. Some sound good, some not so good. It just depends on the pressing, but Tool's one of those bands, they just, for some reason, they just don't do a lot of reissues on vinyl. I mean, we've been waiting on an Anima repress for God knows how long. So, really happy to have this, and it gets quite a bit of play. This one I've not actually opened yet. It came a few days ago, but this is a courtesy of my buddy Dylan at Noble Records. He has started his own record label, doing reissues of, you know, hard to find stuff, psych, rock, 70s rock, etc. Original presses of this are extremely expensive. I had a shot at one about a year and a half ago, and I got outbid, and I haven't seen another one since. So when this came up, definitely had to grab it. This is Zipper. Again, Noble Records exclusive. Still sealed, so I can't show you the wax, but let's see here. It doesn't really say what the colored vinyl is. I know it is colored vinyl, but these reissues have always sounded good. I own a few of these already, and Dylan always picks fire albums. If you're not familiar with Dylan, follow Noble Records. He's got some great stuff, and he's a wealth of knowledge. But I will definitely be popping this open this weekend for sure. And to close out, I've got two African grails, or Afrobeat grails. One of these I never expected to freaking find. Well, I'm going to save that one for last. This first one is actually one that I discovered through Dylan, and the nice thing about YouTube is you can sample a lot of obscure albums and stuff. And actually found this through a seller, these next two out of a seller from Europe. This is Matata Independence. It's an original pressing. Really nice condition. You know, it's really clean. And I hate these kind of sleeves. Give me a second, guys. There we go. But the story about this band is generally they were one of those that were discovered by a contest. I don't think they put out a lot of material, but it's pure Afrobeat, pure funk. It is an amazing album. You can buy reissues of it. Originals aren't going to kill you too bad. I think I paid about $100 for this. But, you know, sounds great and absolutely love it to death. This last one was actually one I discovered on my own, and I already own one of this artist's albums. And I've been looking for a reissue for a long time. I didn't think I'd ever find an original again. Same seller, happened to have an original. This is Tony Allen, plays with Africa 70, no accommodation for Lagos. It's an original pressing on Polydor. It was only pressed once, 1979, so this is an original Nigerian press. Beautiful condition. Couple hairlines. I mean, jacket's absolutely beautiful. You know, of course, with any gatefold, got to show you the gatefold. I mean, beautiful shape. I mean, I think the only detractor is it's got a looks like there was a little sticker residue and I'm assuming it's either a inventory number or something like that. Tony Allen is kind of like, the best way I can describe it, he's a drummer along the lines of Art Blakey on talent. Very much an African artist. This album actually features the legendary African jazz or African saxophonist Fela Kuti on it. He also co-produced this album. When I say that this album is very hard to come by, I am not joking. There's only 2 of these on Discogs right now, and they're beat. The last VG Plus copy of this sold in 2016. It's now going, 2 months from 2024. So it's very difficult to find this one. But this one plays solid VG Plus condition. I'm extremely happy to have this. I was honestly thinking I'd have to buy a reissue, but reissues do exist. They're not super expensive. I would definitely recommend picking this up. You can sample it on YouTube. All around smoker of an album. Highly recommended. And it's only 2 tracks, which is amazing. But absolutely amazing album. But on that note, guys, it's been a pleasure as always. Stay tuned for another collection update in a couple months. And with that note, I'll talk to you again later. Have a good one.